Hey YouTubers, I'm making a video on adding a couple windows to my bedroom. And right now I have a light on, as you can see. I'm going to turn that off. Show you how dark it is in our bedroom. Let me turn this camera around. So this is our bedroom. We have a window over there. You see the green tape on the wall? That's where I'm going to add a window. And I added one on here. Now I just threw some cardboard up there to give you an idea how dark it is in our bedroom. But with the window, take this cardboard down. I couldn't find my tripod. I was going to set it up, but there's the window I put in, and it makes such a difference. You can see all the light coming in. And usually I have this nightstand over there with that lamp over there on top of it. Every time I look in the bedroom now, it seems like I left the light on, so I have to realize, oh yeah, I added a window. And sometime this morning, I'll add another one over there, and our bedroom's going to be a lot brighter. I just wanted to give you a little short rundown on what I did to add the window. Originally, I was going to see if I can get this back a little further. I was going to cut out a lot more of the wall and put a header up here, but I've got truss rafters, and there's what do they call it, sill plate or top plate up there. There's only about a foot between the top of the window and there. It's really not supporting hardly anything. So after talking to a contractor friend across the street, I decided I'm going to make it a little easier and not cut out so much drywall. I didn't want to make a huge mess in the bedroom, have dust flying everywhere. My Sawzall has missing a piece that holds the blade in, so it's about worthless right now. I'm going to try to fix that this morning because it's too much work cutting this out by hand. The drywall is easy enough, but trying to get your hand down in here. Let's see. Where's my saw? Hang on a second. I'm not as organized as I should be. But I cut the whole thing out using a handsaw, which is cutting down in here. And when you get toward the outside, because of the angle like this, you can't cut all the way through. So you have to squeeze your hand in there and try to slide the saw back and forth, and I cut my knuckles, smashed my knuckles. Plus you can hardly get like a 2-3 inch stroke, so you can't cut much. So I'm going to try to get my Sawzall working today and make it a lot easier. So what I did is I measured it all out, got the windows centered between the space on the end of the bed and the wall. So this gap is going to be centered. I cut the drywall out. It was pretty easy. And then there was a 2x6 sitting right here going up and down. And I just rocked the drywall back and forth, side to side, and it broke loose from the screws holding it in, and I pulled that out. It came out in one piece. And then I took my handsaw, I cut this 2x6 off here and at the top. And then originally I cut all these pieces, and then the top and bottom one ended up being too short because I decided to run them to this stud over here and back to the stud over here. So this is longer than it appears, top and bottom, and then I pieced in the side pieces, and I didn't want to bring in my nail gun stuff, so I just drilled holes, 2 in the bottom, 2 in the top on each of these side pieces. I put 2 screws there, 2 against the other stud there, 2 against the other stud back there. Screwed it all together so it's plenty solid. Now the windows, well, after I got that done, I took a drill bit and I tried to estimate so that when I drilled through It's not plywood, PBX, whatever that chipboard is. I wanted to come out exactly with the drill bit where this corner is. But since you're on an angle, sorry, I gotta keep concentrating on focusing the camera. Since you're on an angle, if you're not careful, you're going to be like an inch off when you come out with the drill bit. So I backed the drill bit back here a little bit and came out. And then I did that in all four corners. I went outside, took a yellow marker, this thing, with the pencil on one end, so I could see it against the dark gray siding easy. And then I took my skill saw and I cut the window opening out. Now this window originally looked like that one. And it had this little lip on it. And I decided, instead of trying to figure out how to get the window in from the inside, blah, 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 all that stuff. What I did is I took a razor blade, my razor knife, and I scored right along the edge here and on the other side, on both sides a couple times. And being plastic, as you can see, it's just thin plastic. I snapped that lip right off of there. That you can actually order windows like this one is now without that lip, so you can slip them in like I did. And then what I did is I put 3 screws in each side, one in the top, one in the middle, one in the bottom, and they're screwed into this 2x6. So now the window's in there really solid. It's not going to go anywhere. Plus, I got this kind of window because on a cool night, we can open up our windows and have a little ventilation. Of course, you got your screen. Pull that out so you can clean the windows. And I haven't even tried these windows, but I have a feeling if you pull it to the side, you can pop that window right out of there for cleaning it. I used to do this kind of stuff for a living, but I got hurt in a car wreck and had to quit. But I'm good enough now, I can do it a little bit. So this window's in, and what I went down to this place where they're building duplexes, and there was a piece of about 2 foot by 5 foot drywall in the dumpster, and I grabbed it. And I'm going to put a piece of drywall on here, on the bottom. No, actually, forget that. Changed my mind. It's going to have drywall on the side here. I'll put a little piece here. Same thing on the top and this side. First, I'm going to get a piece of board, trim board, so it'll look like that window over there. I'll put it on here and notch around the sides, notch it around the corner. I'll fill in a piece of drywall here, and then I'll put a piece of trim board on the bottom too. That way the bottom will look like that window on the other side. Then I'll get some metal corner bead, stick it on the corners, and some drywall tape for the seams here. I'll mud it in, blend it in, and get a couple or one of those cans of spray texture. Try to match the texture on the walls. And I think I ran out of this paint, or I left it outside and let it freeze, forgetting about it in the winter. So I may just repaint this whole wall a different color. Maybe the whole bedroom, who knows. Anyway, I just wanted to throw out this video in case anybody's thinking about it. It's pretty easy. Just about anybody can do it. You don't even have to have special tools. I have a couple drills. So this one I drilled the holes with. This one I ran the screws in. And for the 2x6s, I used some 3-inch outside exterior screws, Phillips. Use whatever you want. And then for the window, I had some exterior 1 5/8" screws from another project. That's what I screwed the windows in with. But basically, you could do this whole thing with the handsaw if you were so inclined. It's just kind of a pain cutting through the 2x6s. And it was a lot easier with the skill saw on the outside. Stood up on a ladder and cut the 4 sides out, and then the window just slipped right in there. I'm going to pause this and take it outside and show you what the outside looks like, because I'm trying to match the exterior. So I'll be right back with you. You won't even know I'm gone. Okay, well, I'm back. This is the bedroom window that was there originally. As you can see, it kind of matches, blends right in with the siding. There's about 1/8 of an inch difference right there. Get a different angle on it. But it doesn't stick out very much. Pretty much almost flush with the surface of the siding. Then we'll walk around here. And this is the window I put in. Now I did have my wife help me. On the inside, she held the window, excuse me, and pushed it out until I told her to stop, and then I had her mark it with a pencil. And then I went back inside and drilled my holes and put the screws in. And this is where I was talking about when you drill the holes. You can see the hole came out here. If you're not careful, you'll end up with the hole out here, and then you'll have a huge gap, like at the top. That one's pretty sorry. But some guys would cut that out 1.5 inches or 3 inches bigger all the way around, put a trim board around it. But I didn't want to do that because I want it to look like the rest of the windows in the house. So I'm just going to get some dark gray caulk and go around and fill the whole thing in with caulk. I know it's not the perfect job, but it's going to look pretty good, I hope, when I get done. Anyway, if you're thinking about doing something like that, don't be afraid. It's not that hard. Half a day, you can have a new window in your house. You see these holes in the siding. There's one there. There's one there. You can see those little loop-de-loop things that they have. They had them all over this side here. And I think they used to have an awning, the people we bought the house from, that went from there over to this fence. And then they had to cut a doggy door, as you can see over there behind the furnace, or the air conditioning unit. They had a doggy door there, and they cut one in the door that goes from the garage to the house, which is very unsafe, because if you have a fire in the garage, it's going to go right into your house. They had to get rid of that when we bought the house. Anyway, they used to have tarp across here and kept their dogs out here. Gave them some shade, because this is the south end of the house. Anyway, if this helps you guys, hopefully, thanks for watching. You're welcome to subscribe. I'm going to try to start making more videos. I've been doing a lot of work on cars and trucks, and I don't videotape most of it, and I'm going to start trying to make an effort. This is a truck I bought. It was tan and brown. I sanded it down, filled in most of the body damage, but not all of it. And then I spray painted it with Raptor bed liner. And I got the tintable kind, tinted it green, taped everything off and spray painted it, then put all the accessories back on except the tailgate. And I'm digressing, but you'll have to bear with me. And then I just bought that used door panel because that truck does not have an inside door panel on the driver's side, and I don't know why. I just picked these 4 tires and wheels up from a guy that were his grandpa's, and I don't know the whole story, but they're in really nice shape. Not perfect, but the tires are like brand new. So much tread on those babies. And I picked these tires and wheels up from a guy about an hour from here that had them on a dune buggy just for moving it around. And it's the 5.5 bolt pattern like these old Ford trucks take. And again, look at that tread on there. It's like brand new. Anyway, all I have left to do with this thing is put in the door panel. I think I'm going to paint the back bumper black because it's got a lot of rust spots on it. The chrome is not salvageable. And I'm going to put black bed liner on the inside, and that truck will be ready to either drive or sell. Anyway, I digress. Hope you guys have a good day. I'll try to answer any questions if you have them. Hopefully sometime around noon or a little later I'll have another window on this side of the house and get them finished out the next day or two with the drywall. That's a process. You have to put on your corner bead, your tape, put on a layer of mud, let it dry, put on some more mud, let it dry. They do have some fast drying mud you mix up. It's a powder, which is kind of handy if you have a lot to fill in, because you can put it on pretty thick and it dries really fast. You don't have to wait a day or two for a whole bunch of that drywall mud to dry. And when I get done, that bedroom is going to be a lot brighter. We first moved here 4 years ago. I put in a doggy door for our dog, and that saves a lot of getting up and down, letting the dog in and out all the time. That thing is dirty. My smoker sits there. Used to sit over here in the wintertime because that eave leaked, but I've got a new roof and new gutters, and I moved this thing right up underneath the eave there, so now there's no gap for the rain to come in. So my smoker will be dry. Anyway, you guys have a nice day and good luck on your projects.